It is me, Dominique, bringing you a Bible trivia compilation. I believe this video is going to have episodes 85 through 100 in it. So may the odds ever be in your favor. And let me know how you did down below. All right.
Who got spit out onto the beach? If you said Jonah, you're correct. Of these three, who led the Israelites last? Gideon, Moses, or Joshua? If you said Gideon, you're correct. What relative was Jacob of Abraham? If you said Jacob was Abraham's grandson, you're correct. How many books of the Bible were written by Luke? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4? If you said 2, you're correct. Where did James and John want to sit besides Jesus? If you said heaven, you're correct.
What came to rest on top of Mount Ararat? If you said Noah's Ark, you're correct. What city did angels call the city of David? If you said Bethlehem, you're correct. When did the sky go dark in daytime for 3 hours? If you said when Jesus was dying on the cross, you're correct. The Bible names only 3 angels: Lucifer, Gabriel, and who else? If you said Michael, you're correct. On which of the 6 days of creation did God make the stars? If you said the 4th day, you're correct. Time for the bonus question. Jesus showed who would betray him by handing Judas a piece of what? Silver, gold, meat, or bread? If you said bread, you're correct. What did Jesus say those who take up the sword will die by? If you said the sword, you're correct. Fill in the missing word. Fear not, for behold, I bring you good of great joy. If you said tidings, you're correct. How many commandments did Moses bring down from Mount Sinai the 2nd time? If you said 10, you're correct. Name the father of David. If you said Jesse, you're correct. Who, when God called him, said, "Here I am"? Noah, Adam, Moses, or Jonah? If you said Moses, you're correct. Time for the bonus question. What did Jesus do to some clay before putting it on a man's eyes? If you said spit into it, you're correct. Who ordered all male Hebrew babies killed? If you said Pharaoh, you're correct. Which is the only apostle who is thought not to have been killed for preaching about Jesus? John, Peter, Paul, or James? If you said John, you're correct. Which of these did Pharaoh dream about and ask Joseph to explain? Cows, angels, stars, or the moon? If you said cows, you're correct. What 2 brothers were described as being one hairy and one smooth? If you said Esau and Jacob, you're correct. Which of the disciples was willing to risk death with Jesus in Judea? Thomas, Peter, John, or Andrew? If you said Thomas, you're correct. Time for the bonus question. Who does the Bible say children should obey in a Christian family other than God? If you said their parents, you're correct. Fill in the last word. I am the vine, ye are the... If you said branches, you're correct. Which disciple complained that perfume used to anoint Jesus could have been sold for the poor?
If you said Judas, you're correct. Name the mother of Isaac. If you said Sarah, you're correct. Which of these was not a prophet? Joel, Jeremiah, Jonah, or Jordan? If you said Jordan, you're correct. Which of these is not a river? Sinai, Tigris, Euphrates, or Jordan? If you said Sinai, you're correct. Time for the bonus question. Which was the most sneaky beast of the Garden of Eden? If you said the serpent or the snake, you're correct. What is another term for Canaan? If you said the promised land, you're correct. What did Jesus change water into? If you said wine, you're correct. Who was the father of Isaac? If you said Abraham, you're correct. How many times did Moses stretch out his hand over the Red Sea? If you said twice, you're correct. Fill in the last word. My God, why hast thou forsaken? If you said me, you're correct. Fill in the missing word. No man cometh unto the but by me. If you said Father, you're correct. False teachers are like wolves disguised in the clothing of what kind of animal? If you said sheep, you're correct. Whom did Jesus quote the book of Deuteronomy 3 times? Peter, Satan, Herod, or the Pharisees? If you said Satan, you're correct. Who was stabbed in the side with a spear after he was already dead? If you said Jesus, you're correct. God said, I will make a helper for him. What did he make? If you said woman or Eve, you're correct. What was the next Israelite leader after Moses? If you said Joshua, you're correct. Who sent his sons to Egypt for grain? If you said Jacob, you're correct. Who gave at least 550 animals to his brother as a peace offering? If you said Jacob, you're correct. What nationality was Hagar, Sarah's maid? Hebrew, Ethiopian, Egyptian, or Canaanite? If you said Egyptian, you're correct. What did the first angels mentioned in the Bible hold? If you said a flaming sword, you're correct. Which son of Jacob was his favorite? If you said Joseph, you're correct. When we talk about years and dates in history, what is meant by the initials BC? If you said before Christ, you're correct. The Bible says that it is better not to make a promise than to do what? If you said make a promise and break it, you're correct. Yeah. What did Joseph of Arimathea ask to do? If you said bury Jesus, you're correct. What was Moses' brother's name? If you said Aaron, you're correct. What relative was Cain to Abel? If you said his brother, you're correct. Which of these was a prophet? Enoch, Ebenezer, Amos, or Ezekiel? If you said Ezekiel, you're correct. What were people who lived in Colossae called? If you said Colossians, you're correct. Which book refers to angels and a flaming sword? If you said Genesis, you're correct. Jesus amused Nicodemus by saying that a man could and must do what? If you said be born again, you're correct. Why did Jesus' cousin John spend a lot of his time at the Jordan River? If you said because he baptized people there, you're correct. How many Israelite men did Moses lead out of Egypt? 30, 200, 5,000, or 600,000? If you said 600,000, you're correct. Name the brother of Simon Peter. If you said Andrew, you're correct. How did God destroy all the people in the world except 8? If you said by a flood, you're correct. What was the first city destroyed by God? Babel, Sodom, Nod, or Eden? If you said Sodom, you're correct. What did Joseph's brothers dip his coat into to make their father think he was dead? If you said goat's blood, you're correct. What prophet asked God to make a shadow move backwards? Daniel, Jonah, Isaiah, or Moses? If you said Isaiah, you're correct. Who died by his own sword? Goliath, Judas, Ahab, or Peter? If you said Goliath, you're correct. Name the last book of the Old Testament. If you said Malachi, you're correct. What 2 men were mending fish nets when Jesus called them to be his disciples? If you said James and John, you're correct. 3 virtues were written about: faith, hope, and... If you said charity or love, you're correct. Who had a dream of fat and thin cows? If you said Pharaoh, you're correct. What were the people called who lived in Thessalonica? If you said Thessalonians, you're... What did an angel often come down to Bethesda to stir up? If you said the waters of its pool, you're correct. Name an angel who told Mary she would have baby Jesus. If you said Gabriel, you're correct. How many sisters did Martha have? If you said 1, you're correct. Why did Jews complain about Jesus healing a blind man? If you said because he did it on the Sabbath, you're correct. Did the Garden of Eden have 4 trees, 4 mountains, 4 angels, or 4 rivers? If you said 4 rivers, you're correct. Where did Jacob's ladder lead to? If you said heaven, you're correct. Name the husband of Sarah. If you said Abraham, you're correct. What book of the Bible comes before Proverbs? If you said Psalms, you're correct. What did the chief priest fear that the disciples would do if they were able to steal Jesus' body? If you said claim that he had risen from the dead, you're correct. Fill in the missing word of Psalms 23. Thy rod and thy staff, they, me. If you said comfort, you're correct. What kind of wood did God tell Noah to make the ark out of? Gopher, balsa, walnut, or oak? If you said gopher, you're correct. Which of these was never a shepherd? Moses, David, Cain, or Abel? If you said Cain, you're correct. Which 2 of these were not prophets? Zebedee, Zephaniah, Zacharias, Zechariah. If you said Zebedee and Zacharias, you're correct. How many times was Paul shipwrecked? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 5? If you said 3, you're correct. Whose death caused Jesus to cry in the verse, Jesus wept? If you said Lazarus, you're correct. What is a proverb? A law, a wise saying, a parable, a psalms? If you said a wise saying, you're correct. Ordered a silver cup hidden in the grain sack of Benjamin. If you said Joseph, you're correct. In what country did Joseph rejoin his father Jacob after years of separation? If you said Egypt, you're correct. In Joseph's dream, what did the 11 stars stand for? If you said his brothers, you're correct. What relative was David of Jesse? If you said David was Jesse's son, you're correct. How many letters of Paul to Timothy are there in the Bible? If you said 2, you're correct. Recite the shortest verse in the New Testament. If you said Jesus wept, you're correct.
Thank you very much for tuning in and participating in this episode or compilation of Bible trivia. Let me know how you did. with that being said, I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. Put any prayer requests down below, or if you don't want them in here, my Instagram DMs are always open. I'll leave all my @s somewhere on the screen. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.